There are five sources of power listed in Freight's 2014, page 6.2, are based off of French and Raven's work in 1959. These powers are coercive power, which is using power through threatening to get subordinates to conform to your directives. It occurs when someone of higher power, perceived or real, uses a threat of punishment to get subordinate to submit to their commands. Legitimate power is power bestowed on a person based on cultural norms. In other words, people gain their power through how the culture views them, and the power is not questioned. Referent power refers to the power one can assert through their status. They are seen as a person of high regard, and in turn are treated as such. Their authority comes from their subordinate wanting to model the behavior of the leader. Expert power is simply power gained through the knowledge is power creed. However, it directly relates to the knowledge the leader has. The text uses the example of the physician seen as an expert by the nurse, but I feel this is too cut and dry. Middle managers can overshadow their leaders through this route, gaining more power for themselves and rendering their leader ineffective. Reward power, or offering a carrot and stick example to influence people to perform to the leader's standards. Rewards can be monetary, benefits, or recognition. This has limitations based on what actually motivates a person or can be used strategically. I found this statement backed what I was trying to say. However, I found it interesting as it merges two power types. According to Joswald, 1995, page 725, reward can be given by further challenging the employee with more difficult assignments. However, by assigning a lesser task, you would effectively be punishing an employee. I have used part of this in my style. I have a nurse that wanted a specific assignment. To achieve it, she went above and beyond my expectations and was rewarded with the assignment. I haven't used the converse aspect as I have not needed to. The reward wasn't typical monetary benefit type, but was rather a reward that incurred more accountability. This is what I meant by strategic, and in my experience, is the reward a type A performer would appreciate. So I'm sitting here pondering the second part of the discussion when it hit me like a freight train. I'm currently involved in this, actually. When I took over as nurse manager, I was tasked by my administrator, my chairman, and my department to fix a certain area. However, before I took the job, I was struck preemptively by a leader and told it was his area. Although I have never threatened his power, he feels it's necessary to be negative or disagree whenever possible. I say black, he says white, I say up, he sits down. He has also held meetings with my boss concerning my involvement in the department. Here's an example of my threatening his perceived legitimate and expert power and his attempted use of coercive power. Now I'm stuck in what I call the Jedi mind games, which is a combination of expert power and emotional intelligence to manipulate the situation to my advantage. It sounds easy, but it's not. As a result, my staff in the department feel confusion between my leadership and his coercion. It puts them in an awkward situation, and it creates work on my part to be creative with the management of them.